trash buildup because there's lots of birthday parties that happen there, so there's lots of confetti and piñata stuff scattered on the ground. And she said it was her idea. This 8-year-old girl, she just went to the park and she wanted to clean up because she wanted to serve her neighbors. She wanted to make that place clean and nice for others. And her mom was so proud. She was actually tearing up as she was telling me about this, because she was so proud of her daughter for doing this all on her own, not without prompting. And that really made me think of this moment with Jesus, where he serves other people. By doing so, he shows God's love to others. Pretty cool thing, huh? So I'm going to give you something that you can take home with you today. These are little sticker hearts. And what I want you to do is to stick this somewhere where it'll serve as a reminder to love and serve others. Maybe you can stick it on your backpack or on your locker at school. I think I'm going to stick mine right on my dashboard in my car because I drive a lot. And so I'm going to look at that heart and I'm going to remember that Jesus calls us to love one another and to serve and to do things that are kind to our neighbors, right? So y'all can take a heart. There's lots of colors. Come on. Hey, Carver. Choose carefully. Carver and Alex, would you like a heart? This will remind us to show God's love to our neighbors and our friends and our families. So now we're going to watch another video, because this is Family Friendly Sunday. We're doing things a little bit different. We're not having a formal sermon today. And we're going to hear a story about someone who was a tremendous servant for God. His name was Martin Luther King Jr. I'm sure a few of you have heard about him. We often learn about him in school, especially during Black History Month. But we need to talk about him year-round, to be honest. And his story is one that shows us what it means to be a servant and to love our neighbors. So Bonnie, if you'll play that for us.
It's funny to think about because now we know his name so well, but at one time he was just a kid. Like maybe you're a kid watching this. Well, he was a kid too. Well, maybe you're a grown-up. That's okay too. All kids are welcome here. I don't discriminate. Martin Luther King grew up to be a great man, of course. But things weren't all that great in the world while he was growing up. Not everybody was treated like they were somebody. And I believe that we should treat everybody like this is a birthday. But they didn't do that. People looked at the color of their skin. And that's how they decided if they were friends or not. Not cool, man. That didn't make him feel good. That didn't make anybody feel good. But his parents helped him grow up. He went to church. He learned about love. He grew up to be a minister to help a lot of people. He did all sorts of cool stuff. He helped a lot of people learn about love too. But still, he looked around and said, things should be better. He wanted to change things, so he did stuff. He decided, instead of spreading the hate, he would spread the love. He wanted to bring people together. Where people were hurting, he stepped in to help. He marched with them. He walked with them. He walked arm in arm with everyone. Sometimes it didn't go well, but he kept going. Sometimes he ended up in prison, but he kept going. Some people didn't like him, but he kept going. Some days were hard, but he kept going. Love does that and just keeps going, even when things are dark. And, well, I don't like this part of the story, but things did get pretty dark. Someone who didn't agree with him shot him. He died in April 1968. Now, keep pressing it. Why are you telling us this sad story? Come on. I know. I'm sorry, but it happened. I don't like that happened. Now, I gotta tell you something. When things aren't awesome, it can be tough. And things won't always be awesome, but your response can be. Martin Luther King's response? It was awesome. Today, I just want us to think about this. Isn't it cool that we can change things? Like any of us, anybody. He dreamed and he changed things, and he dreamed and he kept sharing his dreams. They became not just his dream, a lot of people's dream. Like this one. I have a dream that little black boys and black girls will join hands with white boys and white girls and become sister and brothers. That's a pretty good dream. Let's dream like that. That could change things.
I think Kid President tells it a little bit better than I could. Sorry, MLK Jr. He's got such flair. But MLK Jr. serves as such a great example of someone who was like Jesus, someone who answered God's call to love our neighbors and to work for more love in a world where everybody is treated equal and with respect, and that everybody knows that they are a child of God, created in God's image, right? So we can think about that as we're leaving church today. You can take your heart with you as a reminder, and we can be thinking about MLK Jr. We can be thinking about Jesus washing his disciples' feet, and think about ways that we can serve one another as a way of showing God's love. Shall we say a quick prayer? God, we thank you for giving us examples of how to show your love. We thank you for servants like Jesus and like MLK Jr. and others who show your love in the world. Help us to know how to serve and how to love. Amen. All right, y'all can join your families. We're going to have communion in a little bit after a song and after an affirmation of faith.